Welcome, everyone, to our Resilient, Wild, and Unstoppable interview series. And today we have Becky Plautz. And Becky is she's an inspiration. She's full of energy, and I have met her in person, so I know a little bit more about her. Um, and for today, I want to share her with the community and her message and her gifts. So, Becky, I would love to know what got you started really, really stepping into this power of empowering other women, because that is a superpower of yours.
Well, thank you, Kat. It's so great to get to be here with you. And yeah, of course, we've met in person. We roomed together a little bit. So I'm grateful for the opportunity to share. And so my background is photography, and that's really how I officially, I mean, I feel like I have been in empowerment my whole life. I've always been that energy to um, nudge the people next to me, even when I was a kid, to like be a better person or, just reach for more things that we want in our life that sometimes we are told that we can't.
Mm.
And I always challenge that. I want to challenge that for myself, for the people around me to, question really why people say that or what is really possible for us as individuals. So it started as a photographer, which I've been a photographer for 15 years, and over the years just really evolving myself and what I'm passionate about with photography, learning how much empowering women through boudoir photography has been something that has been lighting me up for now, I think about 10 years total. That I've been in that space specifically, tying in now over the years. I became a certified coach, and I'm a podcast host. So tying in these pieces of how I do empower people to just look at their life and really celebrate, really see themselves from a new perspective, a new lens, if you will, and just get this better awareness that we are so dynamic. We are powerful, and most women know that they're capable. They know that they have, these things, but they're not celebrating, not really
Mhm.
seeing it for themselves. So getting to witness that in a photograph or on a podcast, through the mindset work that I do with my clients, that's really how it's evolved over the years. But it started with photography and just wanting to help people see themselves in a new way that helps them stand a little bit taller and, walk with more confidence into whatever is next for them.
That is so awesome. I want to know more about this new offering or this new blend of what you bring to the table, with this mind body voice connection. What is all that about?
Yeah, so as I said, the 15 years, it's called the Muse 15 experience. So why this is a thing is because I was understanding that I was coaching women with doing the photography piece naturally. And then it was like a day, and then I realized that the photos are a keepsake of the work, but that I'm a deep person. So like I want to do that empowerment piece from a core level, not just the surface of a pretty picture, but what's happening on the inside and how it can radiate through the outside of the
Mhm.
pictures and the keepsakes and those things. Um, that I pieced together having the three things that I love. I love coaching, I love photography, and I love podcasting, and giving people space to really share more about who they are, their story, their truth, and really that growth journey. And so this Muse 15 experience is celebrating my 15 years as a photographer. And then I'm giving 15 women this opportunity to have this experience as my muse for the 15 women. Okay. And so it's coaching before the photo shoot happens. So it's virtual coaching. And then there's a full day of photography, and then a reveal session where they can decide if they what they love, they can purchase. That's the investment piece. And then after that, the podcast is really that growth journey. It's giving them space to process even more of how they are growing, how they're continuing to become more of the woman that they want to be, and how that's evolved, and giving them the space to really express that and give themselves permission to be witnessed in who they are becoming. So it's that trifecta
Mhm.
that is the Muse experience. Yeah, I was like, okay, 15 years as a photographer. What do I want to do to celebrate that? Is I really want to give women the permission to do these kinds of experiences, because so many women stop themselves from, making initial investments, that this is an opportunity that there's no investment up front. It is their commitment to themselves to show up, hear themselves in the coaching, and then see themselves. And then when they love it, then they can purchase that. And then the podcast, right, is to really tie it in for them to just really hear themselves in a amplified way, that what they're doing, the way they're living, is in fact the path that they want to be on, and how they can build from that space. So that's my new like passion. My focus right now is like, who are the 15 women that I'm blessing with this opportunity? I do already have 2 yeses in that, just in the first like month of putting that out there, that I'm super excited about. But there's even a deeper, larger level of this cat, which is that I'm hosting a masquerade in 2027
Ooh,
that is about highlighting my clients as well through their growth journey. So this is
wow.
like another layer, which I did that 8 years ago. I had a masquerade, and now it's like, okay, that'll be the 10 year in 27. So that's like there's a larger vision and purpose to this. But selfishly, it's to celebrate my evolution as an entrepreneur, and then gift that to the people that I know are just gonna, flourish from having that experience for themselves.
That sounds powerful and fun, all in the
Yay.
same experience. Like,
Well, I love
tell
that.
me more, tell me more.
Yeah,
That is
Kat, come on over. I got application. You can fill it out. We will talk all about it. I've invited people too from out of state. For anyone that doesn't know, I am in central Wisconsin. So I have a home studio here, and the invitation is for you to come to me in Wisconsin. But if someone wants to pay me to come to them and do a photo shoot, I would totally be open to conversation. I love to travel. But that experience being an opportunity, it's for them to come to me in Wisconsin, and there's great opportunities to be had when you come to Wisconsin to do that. So I'm open to those discussions. Yeah,
to be warmer. I'm a California girl.
that's all right. We can get past winter, my friend. We can get past winter for sure.
Awesome. What are three super tips you want to offer our community based on what you've learned on your journey?
Mm. You know, one thing I would say is to give yourself space and grace and opportunity to see your growth. And a tip that I've learned through my own process is actually, writing some of those things down. I do write down, I have a virtual community that I have a planner connected to. And my planner, I always write a victory in the day. So what's a win for your day? And through the lens of like mindset or embodiment of who I'm becoming, it can be even more specific. Like, where did you see the woman that you're practicing being show up today? What's the one choice that you made that was a vote for her? Okay. And then maybe there was a challenge. I'm someone that I am all about the improvement, the growth, the betterment, while celebrating where we're at, because it's important to be present with what's true in our reality today. So the second piece of that would be, where was there a challenge that really showed up? And how might you want to improve on that? Not that you have to, but just building some awareness around what could you have done differently, and maybe you would have felt differently about an outcome, right? We don't know, but it's a possibility. So asking ourselves that. And then the third piece of that is, what's a plan for moving forward? What really do you want to be committed to, so that you can continue to find those wins, continue to celebrate those things that you're being intentional about. And a lot of times I feel like that's the challenge is that, we don't see how everything is connected.
Mhm.
And then it sometimes can throw us off of the path that we're really working towards, but because we don't see it. We don't see those tiny wins stacking up. And it's really important, at least for me and my community, that we see those small wins stacking up to really give us a better shaped view of it's making a difference. It matters. The growth state that I'm in right now matters in the way that I show up every day and trusting her in that evolution. So that's what I would say. What are you celebrating? What would you improve? And what's your plan for moving forward?
Those are powerful tips. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Kat.
And as we come to the close of this interview, any last words that you want to share, anything else you want to say that you want to get your message out there?
I always close. So my podcast, I have a podcast. You want to check out more like empowering content that's free. It's Choose on Purpose podcast, wherever you listen to that. And I always close with love yourself, live fearlessly, and do all things with purpose. And that's what it is, you know. Do something with intention and it'll align with your purpose here. And you can't go wrong with doing that. Follow your heart in that way.
Absolutely. This has been so much fun, so much great information, and I just love the passion, the purpose, and the joy that you bring to the conversation. So thank you, Becky.
Thank you, Kat, for having me. Love you.
Love you too.